Hello, let's see. 8:31. Almost forgot about you guys. No, I was thinking, sitting at my desk, and I've been at my desk a lot today, and I think I actually said, I'm going to go to bed. And I went, no, I can't. I have to talk to my friends first. So if you don't know already, I'm Jerry Cates, and I am doing a 90-day sprint. We are at day 60 of going live. And actually, that 90-day sprint is actually, I think, 92 days, once I get to October 1st. But that's okay. I'll do 90. I'll do 90. Hey, Latrell. Hey, Latrell. Hi there. So I thought I'd just talk a little bit about, well, first let me say I've been working on my event coming up, Quantum Leap to Your Future. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about the things that hold us back, or, how to unlock your inner power. How do you do that, right? Well, you're going to be surprised to know that the first way to do that is to take a look at your limiting beliefs, asking yourself, what limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained in me, and keep me from living my full potential, right? What things do I say? And because limiting beliefs create barriers in both personal and professional life, right? In relationships. What's the biggest problem? Feeling stuck and unable to progress in your personal life or professional life. So that's a symptom of limiting beliefs. If you're not able to progress, definitely it's time to take a look at what are you believing about it? What have you been saying to yourself about it? Here's the other thing. So then we experience self-doubt and low self-esteem, which impacts our decision making. So we don't make qualified decisions, right? And then we're continually sabotaging your own success by adhering to negative thought patterns. Now, we're going to do some work in this masterclass about identifying your limiting beliefs. They're the subtle things, the things that, and I did a talk last night about the wise adult and the critical gatekeeper, right? Wise adult on your right, critical gatekeeper on your left shoulder. And that critical gatekeeper is so full of limiting beliefs. Any limiting belief you've ever had or anybody's ever taught you, that critical gatekeeper is ready with it. So the idea was to invite your wise friend in, and go back and look at that video. Just scroll down for last night's video, because I tell a little story about nursing school and me thinking I was failing. Okay, so sabotaging, right? And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If I'm always saying something negative and then negative things happen, then I can go, oh, see, I told you, it happens to me, right? I can be in that vibration, and what is that creating? More of the same, more of the same. So what's the solution? Empowerment to make decisions, or wait, slow down there, Jerry. To identify and consciously release the limiting beliefs, and because it opens up new possibilities. And what does this solution make possible? Empowerment to make decisions with confidence and clarity. If I'm not stuck in a closed loop, right? A limiting belief, I can get over here to possibility and make decisions. There's more clarity in possibility, right? The ability to break free from negative cycles that held you back. So if you can identify and consciously release these limiting beliefs, you can do that. Let go of those negative cycles. Part of it, the first step is identifying it. Seriously. And then identifying the patterns, which is the homework when we do the masterclass. We'll get you in that space where you're getting really good at identifying what those limiting beliefs are. And then I'm going to cut you loose that night and have you really contemplate in your life the limiting beliefs. Because the next day we're going to come back and we're going to take it into creating what you want, identifying the limiting beliefs, and now shifting to creating what you want. But I digress. So let me just make sure I've shared everything about the limiting beliefs. greater alignment with what you really desire. So, okay, I'm thinking about a story about a limiting belief. So when I first became a nurse in 1999, I was afraid. I was so afraid. In nursing school, it's such a traumatic experience when you have nurses that eat their young. That's a saying in nurses, in nursing, nurses who eat their young. You know, not all nurses are that way, but it was a rough time. And I wasn't very sure of myself. And I had some limiting beliefs. And one of my limiting beliefs was, I hope they don't find out I don't know what I'm doing. I had all the clinical hours. I had a B plus average, but I still had this limiting belief that I didn't know enough, that I couldn't do it. Now, somewhere along the line, I found a way to have a more positive attitude about it, and part of that was having the experience behind it too, right? But I had to really work on those limiting beliefs because they were just making me, I couldn't make good decisions that way, right? And I had people's lives at stake. So I really had to step into this place of power and possibility, right? And that I do know what I'm doing. And if I don't know, I have resources I can ask, and that's okay, right? Rather than, I don't know, I don't want them to know I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in a negative place there. Anyway, yeah, that was me in nursing school. And it was years later I realized I'm walking down the hall, and I'm over here in Sonora at the hospital, at the new hospital. It's not new anymore. It's 20 years old. And I'm walking down the hall, and one of the nurses had asked me something, and we were all walking down to her patient's room. She had an issue with a patient. I was walking down there to see the patient, and before I knew it, I had all the nurses and the students and the CNAs following me down the hall. And I realized that's when I knew that I said to myself, oh my God, they're following me. I do know what I'm doing, right? It was a shift. And it wasn't until I recently did a hypnotherapy with one of my coaches that I really got that picture of walking down the hall and being the expert and knowing what I was doing, right? And not being in that place of I can't do this, or what was it? I don't want him to know I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want him to find out, right? That's imposter syndrome, and that's another topic there. Okay, so what do you do about it? How do you reprogram it? A powerful vision can serve as a roadmap and guide your decisions and actions towards your goals. So without it, you might find yourself drifting along, reaching after to life rather than proactively creating it. So it's like just drifting along, right? So the solution is develop a clear and compelling vision that aligns you with your deepest desires and values, and use it as a guide for your actions. So what's that mean? You got to know what your desires are. You got to know, and you got to allow yourself to have desires, because a lot of times we don't let ourselves have desires because we don't think we're worthy, or we don't think we can have them, or we don't think we deserve it. So those are limiting beliefs. And yeah, and can you see how that blocks your flow? So stepping into that new place of vision, well, in the workshop, I'm going to take you on this journey where you plug into that vision with your senses. You plug into that future self and you bring your senses along. It'll be good. You'll love it. We use vision boards. We use visualization exercises. You know, we can do a lot of things to reprogram our subconscious, and that's really what we need to do, is reprogram it. If we have these negative thoughts going on all the time, those are negative tapes. We need to replace them, right? Just replace them. Just start replacing them. And one of the powerful ways is going back to those limiting thoughts and what you say to yourself. So one of the things we're going to do in the workshop is a power statement. And a power statement is deeper than an affirmation, because it connects you to your desire. It takes you from that place of longing to your desire with clarity, right? It helps you get some clarity. So we will do an exercise on day 2 of tapping into your deeper desires and tapping into your future self. Yeah. So what can you do now? Notice what you're thinking. Notice what you're saying. And think now about a place in your life you struggle. Somewhere in your life where you really wish you could just move that needle. And then take a look at the limiting things or the things you say to yourself about that. It's a big aha, right? Especially if you go to that place where you struggle. It's like, what are the things you say to yourself to keep you there? Yeah. So naming it is powerful. You don't have to live it anymore, right? We give ourselves permission to be brilliant and imperfect. So naming those patterns in this safe space, and that's what I'll do at the workshop, is create this safe container where you can unpack in a place of safety, right? You know that no one's going to judge you, that everyone is supportive of you. Yeah, we do this thing. We'll do a meditation each night, a short meditation to get us all in this safe container where growth happens. Okay? All right. So what do we talk about? Igniting your power by identifying your limiting beliefs and taking the next step, starting to shift it. So what's my limiting beliefs? My limiting belief was I didn't think I knew what I was doing, and all the way to I'm an expert at this. I'm an expert at this. I'm really good at this. You see the shift? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want them to know that I don't know what I'm doing. To I'm really good at this. I'm an expert. So whatever it is, I needed that. The expert need is the opposite of I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a nurse and I don't know what I'm doing, right? The opposite of that is the expert. So we're finding the words inside that resonate. What's the opposite? So when you see that pattern, what's the opposite of that? Chances are that's what you really want to create. The total opposite of that limiting belief. Anyway, okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, September 16th, 17th, and 18th, 9 to 10 a.m. That's when the master class is, Quantum Leap Masterclass. So the idea is being who you came here to be. We're going to unpack that a little bit. You get to tap in a little bit more to what's in your heart and what's in your soul. We're going to create a safe space for that, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I will put the link in the first comment here in a few minutes when this video uploads. Facebook doesn't like outside links. So, and hey, if you're here live, put a heart in the chat or hashtag live. It helps the algorithm, and then more people get to see the lives. All right? So I would love to know your key takeaways. What limiting beliefs are you going to turn around, right? Just nail those limiting beliefs and flip them on their side, right? Okay, I'm going to let you go. I'll see you tomorrow.